What's up, everybody? It's Joel from 7th Level Reptiles, and today I thought I'd do another quick special video for you guys. If you happened to tune in yesterday, you know that I put snakes on a plane, and I'm happy to report all the babies got to their new home safely. But today, I'm actually going to put snakes in a classroom. Well, this guy specifically. Now, I know what you're thinking. Snakes in a classroom? Yikes. But my friend is an 8th grade science teacher, and he reached out to me a couple of months ago wanting to put a snake in his classroom so that he could educate students more about not just snakes, but a variety of animals. But he got the approval to have a snake as a class pet. So over the last couple of months, I've been working with him to help make sure that he understands the needs of a ball python. And I've been working with this guy to kind of acclimatize him a little bit better to being handled. He's a little bit shy. He's been with me for a while, but as a breeder, sometimes I don't have all the time that I'd like to spend with each snake. So I've been trying to work with him and help him calm down a little bit. And as you can see, he's very, very chill. Still shy. He doesn't like his head being touched. But once he's out for a little bit, he calms right down. And the great thing about that is I'll be able to put this into a science classroom, and we'll be able to impact another generation of kids, hopefully years and years and years of kids, until my friend retires. Hopefully he'll be able to pass it on to the next teacher. But if not, no worries. He can keep it. He can pass it on to one of his kids, or I'll be able to take it back and make sure that I provided a great home, or I find a new great home for him. I know there's always like this question about whether you should put a snake in a classroom, because what's going to happen over winter break and summers. My friend already has plans to move him home, to be with him during those off times. If you hear some background noise, I apologize for that. I live out in the country, and a couple properties down, my neighbor has a shooting range, and he's going crazy this morning or this afternoon. So if you hear some popping, that's what it is. Anyway, like I was saying, this guy's going to be taken great care of year-round, and the hope is that he gets to help impact a generation of students, young people, so that we can get rid of some of the foolish and antiquated notions like the only good snake is a dead snake. We want to educate, we want to inform, and we want to end ignorance about these animals. Because let's just be honest, they're awesome, they're great pets. There are millions and millions of snake owners across the U.S., and it's time that we get a little bit more acceptance from the pet community as a whole. Anyway, hey buddy, he's looking right at me. If you saw the video yesterday, it was actually this guy's brother that we put on a plane to Massachusetts. He is a wild type, or like some people like to say, a classic. The less refined might refer to him as a normal, but what's normal about this guy? He's also double het for some stuff, but that's not going to be important in the classroom. He's not going to be a breeder. He's just going to be a pet, and he's going to be an educator, and we're really excited to be able to provide him to the school at no cost so that we can help educate the next generation. That's something we're passionate about. That's one of the reasons I started this business, is because I wanted my kids not to learn the fear that so many people learn as young people. I wanted to help educate other people, allow them to come in, interact with snakes, and realize that they're not what the media and what social media and what movies and TVs try to indicate or tell people that snakes are. In fact, I actually had some lady at a reptile show last weekend talk about how snakes were terrible and how she's seen the movie Anaconda. That movie's terrible. She even agreed with me that it was a terrible movie. The acting was terrible, and it's nothing like reality. These guys are awesome. I want to educate people, and if you're watching this, you probably want people to be educated to that effect as well. So I'm really excited to send him to a good, loving home where he's going to get lots of care and attention, and excuse me, and I'm going to be able to monitor what's going on with him as he goes. I'll get feedback from my friend all the time. Any questions, he's going to come to me. So I'm really excited about that. But the best part of this, besides providing a great home for this guy, is I've actually been invited later in the year, or maybe early next year, to come into the classroom when they get to their educational section on reptiles and actually bring some of my collection in. So I'll bring my big snake, my albino Burmese, Shamgar. I'll bring my one-eyed snake, Cyclops, who I've put on previous videos. I'm going to bring a variety of my snakes and show them some of the patterns and colors. We'll show them some of the really cool snakes and the way you can interact with them. And hopefully, we'll begin to break down these barriers. We'll answer questions that kids have without the, I hate to say it, the voice of their parents in the background screaming, ah! Because let's be honest, fear is learned. If you're afraid of snakes, it's probably most likely not because you had a traumatic experience, although that happens. It's most likely you had somebody in your family early on that spoke fear into your life. And don't get me wrong, some fear is good. I don't want my kids running out to the pond and picking up a copperhead, right? That would be dumb. That would be dangerous. I don't want them doing that. But I taught them a healthy fear. They respect snakes. They've learned to identify snakes. And so they get excited to see a snake, but they won't run up to it and just grab it, right? Because some fear is healthy. You don't want to play with venomous snakes. Now, I'm very glad that there are people out there that do, that can extract anti-venom and things like that. If you're a pet keeper of venomous snakes, I'm not saying anything against that. It's not for me personally, but what I really want to encourage people is to get educated, right? To have intelligence about these amazing creatures. This is a pet. There's nothing to fear. If this guy bit me as hard as he could right now, it would probably hurt less than a bee sting, right? Like, these guys are not dangerous. They're not scary, and we want to pass that on in whatever way, shape, and form we can. So we're really excited to send this guy to a classroom. We'll be checking up on him. I thank you for tuning in and watching this video. Hopefully we'll have a chance later to do some updates. I don't know if they'll let me film anything at the school. Probably not, but when that time comes, I'm sure I'll tell you about it and some of the highlights. But this guy is amazing. We haven't named him because we have over 100 snakes right now. So we haven't been naming them for a while, especially knowing that he's not going to be ours. But look at how calm he is. He's peaceful. He's a little skittish at first, but once I've had him out for a while, he just relaxes, and he's going to be a great, great pet. He's eating great. I feel really good about sending him to this classroom. So anyway, I'm rambling on and on. That's what I do, if you haven't noticed already. So I want to thank you for tuning in. Thanks for watching the video. Feel free to shoot out any comments you have. I'd love to read your comments, and I'll respond. I hope you have as good a day as this guy's having. We'll see you next time.